Hello and welcome back. I am Arumba, still. I just got done messing with people. The timer was at like 1 minute to go, and I just decided that it was time to start, and so I just yelled into the microphone a little bit, just a little bit, to get everyone's attention, make sure that they were paying attention. Important. All of the vowels will be pronounced. All of the syllables will be pronounced. Okay, so anyway, so we're playing M&T again. We're still playing Provence. We haven't stopped playing Provence. We're not going to stop playing Provence because we're not going to lose, because we're going to win, because we're going to beat Baguette. And the way we're going to do that right now is to take our one whole diplomat and we're going to start trying to impress him. No, we're not. He's at 100 relations improved over time, so we're going to improve with his rival. And then we're going to try to improve our court so that we can actually get some more dudes. Another diplomat would be great. So we need some more court. We need some fancy court stuff. So, yeah. We're going to increase annual funding a bit more. Up to like 15 ducats. That should take us down to like point very little. Have you tried any new games recently? Factorio Not 15 was relatively new. No, sadly no. I haven't actually. I'll admit it's been on my mind a couple times the last couple weeks. I am slipping into this habit that I have of staying in my comfort zone, but you know, Meioux and Taxes, M&T, whatever it's called, however you pronounce it, it's different. So I don't know. Seems fine. Right, so, we're going to take what we learned earlier, and we're going to use that information to succeed in this session. We're going to make Mr. Guy like us better. We're going to make England like us. We have an alliance right now with Savoy. We're going to use our alliance with Savoy so that in, looks like 3 Januaries from now, so in about 5 years, we can declare war on somebody using Savoy as a call-in thing. Still don't actually have confirmation that I can declare a war or not using a promise of territory. I think so, because I don't know why they would remove that, but at the same time, I don't really know. Kiev will cede land to the Golden Horde. Looks like the Golden Horde's having a good game. Ottomans are starting to grow. Can I show where I am on the map? Yes, we're this dark blue, dark green area here. We're right next to Francie Man, who is in blue as well. So, earlier I had him friendly, and then I had the audacity to think that because he was getting his butt kicked against the Emperor, that I could maybe do a piggyback war. But then I realized that I would end up fighting Castile and all of the other people because it'd be defensive, and it was not going to be good. It was going to be like, really bad. And unfortunately, 41 months! Fabian He! Wow, man. That is really, really impressive. It's a long time, Fabian. So, yeah. So the issue, hey, we got our diplomat back. That's cool. Didn't even get an alert about it. Yep, so it looks like the breakpoint's like right at 31%, or 30%. So we now have a court level, current court level, diplomatic relations +1, liberty, desire, and subjects -5. It's respectable. So we're doing okay. I don't really understand exactly how the math works. Like, the more court wealth is in this pool of money, the more gets spent and stuff. But we don't need it to grow up by that much. We just want to maintain what we have, so we have the two diplomats. So let's go down to like 9 ducats, I think, maybe? Or maybe even we can get by with 6. We're going to use this other diplomat to try to pick up another ally from somewhere. We're basically only allowed to have 2 allies right now at our current government size. So the options are, we could try to pick up an alliance with Castile, -73 reasons. Actually, hold on, let's do this. I didn't do this earlier. I'm kind of tempted to see what your thoughts are, though. So we're going to do this. We're going to say, poll new, Twitch thinks that... Okay, so the poll is live, and the question that I'm asking is, do you think we should start over? The only reason that I'm playing on very hard is because the last campaign I started was with Filthy Robot, and the very hard AI difficulty setting was kind of baked into my settings from the previous thing, so it wasn't really intentional, and I don't know for sure if very hard AI is even something that they've considered trying to balance, if it's something you just shouldn't do, if it's something we should do. I'm fine with playing the campaign as is. I still feel like there is a route for success. It'll be a lot harder, but William says that's overwhelming. And the results are 93% in favor of starting over. Wow. Okay, it's not every day you get a poll that's that excessively in one side. So, okay, let's do that. Filthy Robot is filthy bad influence. Okay. Now, don't get me wrong. We're still going to have a big challenge in that we are, we're going to play the same tag. I don't want to switch tags. I want to keep that variable the same. But we're going to be back in a union underneath Naples again, and it's going to play out kind of weird. You know, we don't really know. Play as the Ottomans? Preferably another country. No! You guys! Blizraw, thank you for the resub. 6 months prime. Alright, I'm all for starting over without the AI bonuses. Let's do a poll. What do you guys want? What do you want to do? Are we gonna play? Are we gonna play without Alright, fine. Fine, I'll create a poll. We can poll it for a new nation. Alright, so here's nations that I would be somewhat interested in trying. I would love to know more about what's going on with the Castile and Aragon, like, war thing there. So we'll put down, like... Oh, I don't know. Just for the sake of having a number of places, we'll have, like, Sweden, we'll have, like, Poland, we'll have Ottomans... We'll throw Provence back in there just in case you guys really want to, like, revisit that. That's fine with me. I really am not looking to do something like Baguette or Austria. There is no... Well, Muscovy. Muscovy does exist. Alright, well, we could throw Muscovy into the mix. Muscovy, so that's, like, 5 choices so far. I have been told to try to not leave, like, Europe because of localization and event files and all kinds of stuff like that. Like, it isn't really fully complete. Remember, we're playing a feature incomplete version of this mod. So, Austria would be interesting. Austria isn't very strong. Okay. Alright, I like the suggestion for Teutonic Order. Alright. Holland? Sure. Do a poll on region first, then countries after? Oh, you keep bringing all this logic into it. You're making me... Fine! Damn it! Alright, here's what we're going to do. We're going to dive into a game, and we're going to use it to look around the map a little bit. And then we'll do a poll. We'll do a 2-tier poll system. So, poll, new... We're going to break it up into just, like, large geographical areas. Jorlum is not familiar with the mod. Work in progress, rank change kingdom. That's very good. I love that. I love that some guy took the time to say, that is very good. That's hilarious. Anyway, we're not actually playing this tag right now. We're just going to use this to do, like, regions. So, can we do, like, large regions? Like, the region of Castile, the region of Portugal. We're going to go by subcontinents. Which subcontinent? So we'll start off with Iberia. Then here we've got France. Granted, again, this is not to be confused with the fact that we are not playing as France. We're playing in the subcontinent of France. British Isles. Go for continents? That would take way too long. I-L. Oh gosh, I and then an L. They look. Isla. Jeez, that's a difficult word to spell. So I really only want to fit like a couple more in here. We'll say, I guess the Greater Austrian Circle. Ryukyu is a subcontinent. And then, of course, we'll have the area, the Near East. And then one more, which will be in, like, the Lithuanian, Poland region here. This is the Commonwealth subcontinent. Okay. Now, I have about 2 hours, maybe a little bit more, so I would love to get this polling part done and then dive in and do what we can. So let's do this initial poll real quick, and then we'll take a closer look at the actual subcontinent based on the results. Currently we are at... I didn't mess up, did I, William? Or Lambert? The YouTube announced video is live, right? I wonder if I've confused people by doing 2 streams. Okay, so far, the poll shows... the Greater Austrian Circle and the Near East. All right, we're gonna knock off the bottom half of this. We're gonna do round 2 of the region poll. Italy, we kind of covered Italy sort of ish with the what was the name we just played earlier? That one, Provence. Okay, round 2 is going to be just those top 3. Hazardier has resubbed. We've got Divex's Prime 3 months. Thank you. Okay, so round 2, we are definitely looking at either Near East or the Greater Austrian Circle. Okay. Alright, let's say we're going to do the Greater Austrian Circle then. It's good, it's good. Let's move on. So, Greater Austrian Circle is going to be this region in here. So, it's not in this northern area up here of the subcontinent of Germany. Not the Balkans. It's not the subcontinent of Italy. So, there are a lot of nations in this area, but when actually isolating them and breaking them down, we've got, I think, Bohemia. Alright, and this goes to about... all the way over onto this side. Okay, so Switzerland. We had Switzerland, we have Tyrol. We've got... kind of dark. Is it just me, or does it seem really dark? I think Savoy was actually technically in the region. No, they are actually fully into the subcontinent of France and Italy. We're not going to play one province minor of Trent. That'd be kind of nuts. Bayern Landshut. Oh, you want me to look for the actual gold mine? I have no idea how gold works. Gold mines work in this patch. So the gold mine should be... copper, lumber, wine, silver. Okay, so it looks like they've taken the Tyrol gold mine and they've broken it into two separate provinces, and they don't make gold, they make silver. Are gold mines? No, there are gold mines. These icons seem very large. I'm not seeing any gold mines in Europe. There's one over here. There's 3. But there is no Tyrol gold mine. Okay, so Austria, Bohemia, Switzerland, Tyrol. Any others? I don't see like a Bavaria. I see 2 separate tags. I've got like Bayern Straubing, Bayern Landshut, and Bayern München, which I think eventually becomes Bavaria, but there is no Bavaria tag. So when you guys say Bavaria, I don't really know what that means. Unless, is this Bavaria? No, this is Moravia. Why do you keep suggesting Ulm? I don't even think, is Ulm even a tag? It is, okay. Yes, they exist. They've got 4 population. Just go for the largest of them, like Bayern Landshut. Okay, fine. That's what we're gonna do. Bayern Landshut. There's the final poll. We're gonna pick one of those 5 nations. Oh my god, King Louis the Great d'Anjou of Hungary is a 666? What is this nonsense? I think I've just changed my mind. I think we're gonna place Hungary. I mean, what? Is he guaranteed to be a 666? Alright, I'm gonna go back to the main menu and I wanna see if he's just like scripted to be a 666, because that's pretty nuts. Alright, and the new poll says... Bayern Landshut by pretty damn good margin. 30%. Cool. Alright, sounds good. Let's do that. Hungary has 3 gold mines. I know, that seems pretty nuts. Hungary's not in that region, though. Alright, fine. I'll give you one last chance, Twitch. I'll give you one last chance, okay? Poll new. This is the final vote. I don't even remember how to spell a damn thing. It was Bayern Landshut or Hungary. There you go. This is your last chance. Ooh, that's close. That's close. It's pronounced Landshut? Why? There's no O. There's no D. Okay, maybe I could see the argument for the T sound being a D, but there's no O. You're not doing that thing. You're not doing that thing, are you? What's that thing called? Darn it. There's a video. It's from... What's the cartoon? With Fry, and he goes into the future. And what's that cartoon called? Why can't I remember the names of random cartoons, huh? It's called... that show, and there's a thing about the guy... Futurama, yes, thank you. Futurama. So Futurama... like Neutral Feelings or something like that. I can't remember the name of it, but I want to check on it. Neutral Response. This. Right here. 356443. 356443. I want to know. I want to know, is this real? Do people actually pay this much attention that they are that incessant about making sure that it stays equal, or has Google decided that this is a funny enough thing that they've just automated the process to guarantee that it's equal? Because this is ridiculous. This is what it feels like on my straw poll right now. Anyway, that's all I got. That's all I got. I mean, it's down to the wire here. 163 to 158. All right, let's play as Hungary. Why not? We only have like 2 hours to goof off. Let's play as Hungary. That sounds fine. Let's do it. Let's do it. We got a 666 leader. Sounds great. Good times. You don't think it's automated. You really think that it's people. Yes, it is real. I voted a while ago. Okay, but it reminds me of an experiment that I did when I was taking a statistics class when I was in either high school or early college. I can't remember. We did this thing where one of the assignments was to flip a coin like 400 times or some ridiculously large number, and to see what the actual results would be, right? And what ended up happening is that the teacher would always invariably end up catching people who cheated, because instead of actually doing the task of flipping the coin 400 times, they would cheat, and they would just end up going like heads, tails, heads, tails, heads, tails, heads, tails. They would just do it over and over and over again, back and forth, in order to like have the average be 50-50, because that's what a coin toss should be, right? But the problem is that that's not how math works, really. Like, just because there's a 50% chance that you're going to have a heads versus a tails, that doesn't mean that it's going to go back and forth, back and forth. I mean, you can actually experience profound swings in freak luck, where it'll be like 13 heads in a row, and then it'll be back to tails, and then it'll end up going, 20 tails in a row. Like, crazy weird stuff, right? Where statistically you would assume that over a course of 20 coin tosses, you would never get 20 heads in a row. But it happens given a large data set. So my point in bringing this story up is just that every single time I've ever checked that video, it's balanced. And I just don't really feel like it's right. I don't think there's enough people that care about it enough that they would just always be making sure it's balanced. I feel like there would be times where it would swing heavily in favor of one or the other. It would just not do that. It's too balanced, too specific. So anyway, so what do we got? We're in a war. All right. I moved my thing. I apologize. My overlay's actually even still too big, isn't it? Let's do this. 1 second. I guess I'm going to shrink myself. Make me smaller. There you go. Better? Better, I think. Yes. So now you can actually see the little war thing. I didn't realize I was covering this up earlier. So we're in a war. It's the conquest of Dalmatia. It's Hungary and Croatia. We have 4 war exhaustion already. That's not good. We're fighting against Venice. They have 4,000 whole troops. We have 9,000. Sweet. Things are looking pretty good then. We're making 9 ducats a month. That seems like a good number. Most of which is coming from taxation. Gold, gem, silver, and civil service. Now here's the thing. I could have sworn I saw that we had like lots of provinces that make gold. Why is there a question mark on this province? It's like a question mark thing there. And a question mark thing there too. Anyway, we make gold. Cool. Okay. Hope things go better this time. They will, because Twitch just decided we're going to play as a much, much, much stronger nation. So we have to wait like a 6-month period or maybe a year-long period to actually get things where they belong. We have way too many relations, though I don't know if that's going to continue or not. We've got 8 out of 4. We've got a royal marriage with Serbia, royal marriage with Naples. Oh, interesting. We actually start off with a royal marriage with Naples. We have no ruler, or like no military commander. We have... what idea group? We started off with quality. That's okay. Cool. Infantry combat ability. Our national ideas are cavalry combat ability, plus 15%, and 3% army morale speed. Recover army morale speed. Alright, cool. So the question is, do we take our 34-year-old 666 and turn him into a general? I think the answer is probably no. No. I don't think we do that. I think that'd be a bad idea. I think we do just immediately hire a guy and hope for the best, since we don't have any estates to interact with and we're in a war. So... yeah, let's just do that. We're going to hire a guy, cross our fingers. Not bad at all. A 1142, that would be 8 pips off 21. That's fantastic. We'll take it. Sweet. Glorious. Let's head down here. We're going to play on speed like 3-ish. We're going to use the diplomatic thing to just improve relations with stuff and people and whatever. I don't want to think about it yet. We'll go a day and then... yes, welcome to Meioux and Taxes. Very well. Okay. Royal marriage offer from Austria. Austria is von Habsburg. We have an alliance with you or something? Yeah, we do. Okay. Need to actually assess like who my actual allies are. Okay, now we're updated to 7 out of 9. We're actually nowhere near our relationship cap. Interesting. Why are we allowed to have 4 alliances? What specifically is it about our government that lets us have this many? Does it show up in the modifiers thing? Alliances. Like an alliance cap. I know you can only have so many. Okay, it's buried. For whatever reason, it's buried in this tooltip. Until Diplotech 48. Jesus, 48. The number of alliances a nation can have is restricted by rank, court size, and diplomatic tech. Unless you share a dynasty. The base rate is 1 ally for counts and marquis, 2 for dukes and princes, 3 for kings. Okay. We are a kingdom. So we're allowed to have 3 allies for being a kingdom. Or for emperors. In addition, each level above or below the base court provides either +1 or -1 to this total. So for each level above or below the base court, what does that mean? The base court. I don't know. You get a bonus relationship slot for having vassals if you are a decentralized nation, and as centralization is broken right now, it probably just gives you all vassal slots. Well, that's cool. Anyway, let's go wage our war. I like that we actually start in a war. Herald from Albania. We have a subject, Croatia, here, who's actually getting busy. Cool. And doing some fighting. Cool. We've got a province down here, level 3 fort. I believe they require 2 times fort level, so that'd be a 6 stack we'd need, which is pretty much our whole army. Arbanon has inherited Albania. Naples has allied Achaia. Royal marriage with Bosnia. We could get some prestige, diplo rep, diplo power. Sounds good. Let's do that. CB sends weakness. Looting policy. What instructions shall we give our troops regarding the looting of hostile lands? Heavily restricted, in which case we get reduced morale of armies but increased discipline. Normal amount of looting. Strongly encourage or strongly... Regular encouragement or strongly encourage? I mean... To me, the siege ability and discipline seem so inconsequential in exchange for the monthly war exhaustion and looting speed. Money is so important. And also, let's go ahead and, well, we have to wait until the darn estates show up. And my guess is that you're probably not going to allow me to cover... Can I march into Austria? We do not have military access. Give me military access, sir. We're going to send... Not those 2. We're going to send 2 infantry over to here. I'm assuming we can only have 50% cavalry ratio. Okay, so this 5 stack is safe. Let's go over there with that. 2 stacks going to go loot down this level 1 fort. And just get confirmation that yes, we need 2 regiments to take down a level 1 fort. Okay, cool. Good. Getting it figured out. Got it. Royal marriage offer from Padua. Who are you? I accidentally declined that. Oh, you're my ally. Yeah, I probably should have accepted that. Yeah, we're going to take no 5 legitimacy royal marriage offers just yet. However, we are going to take a royal marriage with that guy that we got a mission for, Bosnia. So Bosnia is this fella, and he is here, and we will take a royal marriage with Bosnia. Because, yeah. This is our mission. And we get Diplo points and stuff. Moravia will no longer transfer stuff to Bohemia. Solidify papal relations, good mission. Create an army for our nation. We would have to have 75% of our force limit, which is 12 troops. We have to train 5 more guys. We actually have pretty ridiculous income right now, and we've got 350 ducats in the bank. I think that we could totally do that mission. Have 50 prestige, and we get 50 stability. Well, that is so much better than Actually, is it? Land enthusiasm for 10 years? No, that's too good. I can't pass that up. Besides, we could probably do both. Ospites and Cuman light cavalry. Well, considering that we do have this infantry cavalry combat ability, and I think soon we're gonna have even more. Yeah, another 5%. Yeah, I think we take some more. Watch, someone on Skype's gonna tell me you shouldn't be doing this. Alright, we're gonna go nuts. We're gonna go 50-50 cav infantry. Not 50-50. If we're gonna have 12 troops, I wanna have like 7 infantry, 5 cavalry. So that'll put us at 12, satisfying the mission. I think our subject is having a hard time actually doing that loot down there. There's another province down there that we could loot, but that takes 6 troops to do it. And the game's chugging a bit, because I think it's doing that thing where it processes stuff and things. And, whoa. Okay. I've succeeded. Slow down there, game. Game crashed. Okay, then. So as we all know, betas are betas. Game's all like, no, shoot, I didn't change the difficulty. You're right. That was the whole reason we were redoing it. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I think that's what it is. That all the estates were getting assigned and our autonomy went down because we started the game with like 0%. Yeah. Well, hey, the good news is that this time we actually get to, reduce the AI difficulty setting thing and then hopefully not have that happen again. All right, so we're going to try it one more time here. Hungary, options, AI difficulty, normal. Sounds good. Play, go. Can you save that log? We need that? Yeah, sure. Where do I find this specific log? Under the EU4. Dumps or logs? I've got an error and a game log that were generated at 9:31 p.m. That was within the last minute. Which, I'm going to wait until I get a clear response. The start of event is the least stable. Okay. I'm just wondering, is it in the dumps directory? I got like this file. It's specifically called DMP, a .dump. That looks like to be a different thing. I'll just save these two. Actually, I can't. Crap. Error and game are currently... Actually, game is... It looks like game is... No, they're both being used by another process. Cool. I think maybe me rehosting already has screwed things out. Screwed things over. Error.log and game.log. If I, let me do this. If I quit... Hopefully this is going to actually not have reset these. Yes, it looks like they're still not screwed. Okay. I will send them right now to Sunwoo. And then just rehost, and hopefully it will not cause issues. We shall see. It mentions trade reworks. Yes, well, there's a lot of trade reworks. There's, like, 900 plus new provinces. They've got new trade nodes in general. There's just more trade nodes, and I think that the pathing is different. Also, the centers of trade that you would normally see in vanilla, like, plus 10 trade power and stuff, those things are all dynamic. Instead of just having a fixed trade power modifier on a specific province, you now have Alright, well if it happens again, which I don't know exactly what I did to cause it, but if it does happen again, I will make sure to not immediately reload. I think it was actually, I might be able to do it intentionally if it helps at all. I know what I was doing. I was like looking at another screen and like I had tabbed out while it was doing all that stuff, and then I tried to tab back in and I was like unpausing and pausing and trying to pause, and it just was like, no, stop it. This is too much. It's not good. Alright, so this time we don't have the high difficulty setting. Of course, this time we're not going to get a good general, I just know it. See what you get, Twitch. You see what you get. Thanks. Our 101. Ugh. Alright, we're going to immediately ask for military access through Austria, since we know we're going to need it. We're going to try to take the mission, hopefully to get a royal marriage with Bosnia. It's not an option. Damn. See? Everything about this is worse. Worse, I tell you. Now it just wants us to improve relations with them. What's that even supposed to mean? Do you, Ken244, do you know specifically, like, when that event fires? Because it's sometime within the first year, that's all I know. I don't really have a specific clear-cut indicator that that's happening. Alright, there we go. Royal marriage with Bosnia. Sweet. Things are going to play out the exact same way they did last time, I swear. Except for the crash. Alright, now we're going to take the Create an Army for Our Nation mission. And we're just not going to train anything this time, because I have a feeling that when the event fires, we will automatically have the right number of troops, which will be great. So exploity. I like it. No sub-notification for you. Are you sure you did it? Because I'm looking at the, I'm looking and I don't see it. It may not have succeeded. Obergruppenführer ICHA? Alright, let's go speed 3-ish until the game crashes. We actually have a state, like a territory right now. Making it will cost us 0 ducats in maintenance while increasing our income by about 0.35. So is there a good argument to not do this? We have six states, 7 territories. Sorry, 6 words, man. 6 states out of a max of 7. I mean, we might as well have it, right? And then at the very least, just not core it. I'm assuming we have to core it harder, don't we? You know, like make it a full core, or is that changed too? Oh god, it's freaking out. It's doing it. It's doing that thing. It's freaking out hard. February the 4th. It's like, nah. Nyan. Stop it. Those frames, that frame rate. Alright, there we go. We didn't crash. And now we have the corruption thing. And there's our... Yeah, alright, there we go. We're good. We're good. We're good. We're good. We're good. It's fine. Make Pope Man like us. Pope Man lives over here. So why does it start off as a non-core territory then? Like, I mean, why does it start off as a non-state if it's already a full core? Doesn't that seem kind of strange? Seems kind of strange to me. Level 1 fort over there. Level 6 fort in his lands. Wow. Impressive. Critical news only, please. So our force limit is actually only 7 out of 9, which is why we got our free thing. We currently have primitive development level. Okay, that's weird. So, is it just not done doing the thing? Because I don't show the state yet. I guess it hasn't created that yet. Give it some time. Just relax. Last time I let the game run for practically a year before we did anything, so it's probably my own fault. But hey, I mean, the game threw me into a war right away, so what can you expect? We have plentiful manpower. Nice. My king, Empire of the Romans, broke their alliance with Serbia. Poland is 45 years old with no heir. Also a 665 fella. And we have a royal marriage. On monarch death, what happens? Personal union with Hungary. Yeah. Everyone cross your fingers. Them, they're Polish, are gonna die. Poland has announced... Whitehorse has announced Poland as a rival. And here we see... a... army marching into the province of Jadera, arriving on the 21st of March. So that's cool. What? Unit weight is 66.3. 20%. This is part of that new siege mechanic stuff. Like, look at this. Ouch. Damn, son. That's... ouch. So there's like a temporary province modifier that's just been applied right here. Moderate disease outbreak. It's going to apply for like 1 month and just cause us to suffer ridiculous amounts of attrition. Now, hopefully we can get the hell out of here before the end of the month, though, and avoid most of it. I think we've already suffered most of it, honestly, but... ouch. That's not cool. Yeah, moderate 60 unit weight. We're losing 20% of our army. Ah! God, it hurts. Bihor gets suppressed minority. Ongoing oppression and exploitation of the minor population in one of our provinces has finally reached its boiling point. Are we overextended or something? What is this? 30 ducats seems fine. Yep, we still lost a solid lot of dudes there. What? Jesus! Severe disease outbreak. Ouch. Man, game. Relax a little bit. Okay, so that modifier replaces the old disease outbreaks you used to get on a 1. It hits you as soon as you see it, and expires before the end of the month attrition is processed. So you don't have to worry about, like, getting them out. That's good. Tedium is preferably avoided. So there's an argument for doing bare minimum sieges if I've ever seen one. My god. So specifically what causes the disease outbreak then? Is it based on the dice roll at all? Or is it just random? You can't dodge it. That much is clear. We didn't even get a damn siege pip. The previous general had a siege pip. Well, we do have income, so we should probably hire some dudes. We will take the cheaper guys, because we're still probably going to need the money for other things. I want to do buildings, I want to mess around with stuff. Let's get the cheapest guys. We only have one that's level 1 that's available, so we'll take him. We have 2 level 1s to choose from here. Mercenaries and available mercenaries, land force limit, and reinforced speed. We'll take those one of those guys. The more units you stack, the faster the siege. Ah, okay. So let's take a look at this fort defense. We've got modifier from woods. The local autonomy is... okay, local autonomy is at 100%. Wow, that is a very autonomous province. So a 100% autonomy province gives negative 30% to fort defensiveness, which should mean we siege faster. But they do this thing where they like... this is a paradox thing. They reverse it, right? So here, what's green is red. What's green is good. No. No. If you're the sieger, what's red is good, what's green is bad. But then over here, when you look at the actual time, they flip it. Local defensiveness minus 40%. Hungarian siege ability. Venetian, it's just like, what? Garrison outnumbered, minus 20%. So we're at 2 to 1 roughly. Let's just see what happens if we send 2 more troops over and we make it 4-1. Garrison outnumbered goes from -20 and 12-day siege ticks to... It hasn't updated. It may very well be that it won't update till the next month. No, garrison outnumbered stayed the same. Is it only considering infantry? Maybe that's the issue. Alright, I've added a little bit more infantry. Garrison outnumbered hasn't changed. This one also has garrison outnumbered. No, it doesn't. That's weird. So, why is it that this province has garrison outnumbered -20, even when it had 900 troops? It was 2,000 to 1,000, roughly. We had garrison outnumbered. And then here, where it's 2,000 to the same rough number, there's no modifier for garrison outnumbered. Garrison outnumbering modifiers are calculated. Okay, but that still doesn't explain this disparity on this province. Why we're not getting it here. Because we're clearly outnumbering them. Alright. So, loot. What do we got? View loot pool. 56 ducats of loot. Glorious. Of course we won our fight. There's the end of the monthly tick. Now we have garrison outnumbered. So could it be that I had the garrison outnumbered from the previous tick or something, and moving my armies around was just kind of confusing things? I suppose that's entirely possible. I'm not really sure. Anyway, we don't want to do the siege here. I think we're going to send these 2 down to here. I could use some military access through your lands, sir, if you don't mind. That's kind of a weird looking province location. That's actually where the arrow is supposed to point to get to that province. Alright, this province down here, we require 6 troops to actually do the siege on. I'm assuming, hopefully, that the sieges themselves, like, won't cause attrition events unless we actually... I don't know, I guess maybe the disease outbreak could still happen. Can we still block troop training? Looks like we had another nasty disease outbreak there. Wow, 38,000 manpower. 50,000 manpower cap. Jesus. I was not expecting this. This is really good. We've lost the effects of plentiful manpower. Well, I mean, yeah. We're at war. What did you expect? Siege the lagoon? The lagoon. What's that now? What, down here? Does the AI do stupid things in this patch, or this mod, where they, like, disband their, they mothball their forts and stuff? I wonder how that has been handled. Alright, that one's down. I gotta say, I'm not really a big fan of the whole... whoever's leading the siege gets all the loot thing. Especially for shared, like, joint sieges. Like, so, I've gotta, like, micro my army around to make sure that I arrive first, otherwise my vassal will take all of the siege loot stuff. Like, that just seems kind of annoying. To me, at least. Alright, come on, Poland. Kick the butt. Kick the bucket, man. You got this. You can do it! I believe in you. Die. Alright, so... using the cavalry is probably not good. Alright, Jadera has fallen. Oh. Okay, game was lagging like crazy. We actually still finished the siege even though we took a massive hit at the end there. Yuck. So, I'm assuming that means we have some decent loot then. We've actually looted a few provinces. Nope. 50 ducats. How is it that I got so little? Do they just have no money here at all? Granted, it's the start of the game. They probably have no money. Less than 50 ducats of local wealth. See, the thing is, though, that don't the cavalry still do much better job looting? Holy crap, like... Okay, I'm seeing this strongly encouraged looting on here. And I would love to know more about the math behind this. Like, I understand that the actual looting effect takes effect when the siege completes. And it can only happen once per war. But if it's independent of the looting strength of the units doing the sieging, then why do they have different modifiers? The infantry have a 0.45 versus the cavalry at 1.6. So it makes me think that maybe I should siege with cavalry, because if they do have a better modifier, then does that mean we get more loot? I don't know. Seems interesting to me. The vanilla loot system is vestigial. It doesn't actually do anything. The looting speed just affects the hidden event that makes the loot happen. Okay, so everything that I'm seeing in this tooltip is basically bad. Okay, humble suggestion, if I may. Remove this. Just, if it doesn't apply, then just remove it. I mean, I could do that in like 4 minutes. Reload the game, I could go into the GUI files and just remove that whole entry. Just comment it out and say, nope. No more loot icon, no more tooltip, done, dead. It's gone. No more confusion. Need to remove the loot modifier on the interface of soldiers. Yeah, exactly. Because if it doesn't do anything, it leads to this confusing situation that I just ran into where it's like, okay, well, hold on, I see strongly encouraged looting. Does that mean I'm supposed to be looting with my cavalry? Which is apparently not true at all. So I am glad you guys are in chat. You are helping me out a lot. Alright, we're going to pull that cav off then. They do still, I assume, cost a little bit more to reinforce because they have higher base costs. And I don't think vanilla mechanics have changed so much that they don't actually apply at all. Look at Venice, these troops. I wonder, can I still check the loot, the loan value? Venice. I'm not seeing anything score-wise from loans for him. Okay, so yeah, it's the same. You can still tell how many loans they have. Administrative score divided by 0.02 equals number of active loans. Tensions with Austria. Let us accept the compromise and organize a treaty with Venice in Zadar. The war against Venice is going well, but now our ally Austria is suddenly demanding us to bring it to a premature end. They claim that we should limit our gains to Dalmatia to protect the balance in Italy. Denying them a compromise will break our alliance and will force us to pay back the mortgage on Burgenland. So Jadera goes to Croatia, our subject. Spalatro goes to our subject. So the two cores, Jadera and Spalatro. Venice releases Ragusa. The Treaty of Zadar fires for a number of nations. Or, we don't need Austria anyway. I mean, he's already got an heir. Do we really care about Austria? Can't tell me what to do. It does seem rather foolish to just break up an alliance at the beginning of the game. I mean, how long would it take me to actually get the peace deal that it's proposing right now? It's offering to give me Judera and Spalato. And they release Ragusa from being our vassal. There's like a little guy over here, Ragusa. It's like an 18 war score peace deal. But it saves us a lot. I think I'd just accept. Just seems like a good deal. Be done with the war and not worry about it anymore, you know? Personal union on monarch death. Succession war between Naples and Poland. Looks like we need to get started making some babies. Look at those glorious monarch points. Man, Hungary is a strong start right now. Okay, so... I'm hoping that's not true. Probably the last month's tick. Yeah, now we're going down. Good. Too few rivals. Okay, we can rival Naples, Poland, Lithuania. Poland we are friendly with, so we probably shouldn't rival him. We cannot get an alliance with him because we're at our maximum. He only has one alliance right now, though, and he's potentially going to become in our dynasty if anything goes our way. So Friuli, Gorizia. We got this alliance with this little guy in here, Padua. Little guy with 16 total population. There's our state, finally. Gorizia. 5 development. Why on earth would I keep this guy? Got one dude, 10,000 people living in the mountains of Lienz. Monte Cristo! Thanks, Ben. Like, I feel like this is probably somebody... Oh, you have a vassal of your own. Okay. Our court level is not very good. Let's increase funding. We'll go up to like 2.5 ducats a month for now. We're going to lower maintenance. Wow, is that expensive. We're over our force limit. Oh, okay, great, cool. When did that happen? Apparently I missed that. Did I train this one up here? I don't remember training that one. I don't think I did. Alright, stabilizing a bit. Ragusa has done stuff. So Poland, not a good rival. Naples, not really a good rival. Lithuania, not really good rival. Got all these relationships, all kinds of stuff going on around here. There's so many nations, so many tags to consider. I have no idea what to do with that. Can you show the HRE screen? Sure. Imperial authorities at 29.57, going up by 0.1 every month. There are 13 princes and 122 princes against the reform. So you're saying there's a lot of princes? Yes, there's a lot of princes. We apparently have 174 papal influence, so that's pretty good. However, we have no active cardinals. I don't know what papal legate does, but let's do this. Maybe that's an event to potentially give us a cardinal. Kandar just got annexed. Ottomans keeping it going. Papal legate has been summoned to Pest. For one of the following 4 options will happen. Either we gain a dude, or a dude. So we are going to get a bishop, evidently. It's really not what I was looking for, but okay. Okay, anything I can do to try to get a dude. A dude man. Oh, okay, so we could take the mission to... Let's finish improving relations with Mr. Pope Man. And then we'll take the mission, hopefully, to improve prestige, and we can just get some prestige from Mr. Pope Man. Alright, I wanted to check this. We are no longer in the HRE, so it's going to take us 40 to fabricate a claim. Now, I found it very interesting that even after I finished the Provencal first idea set, with the minus, like, 20% claim cost, it still cost me 90, even with that. So I don't know if that's, like, hard-coded to just always be that price or something, but it didn't look good. Alright, we currently have CBs on Croatia. That's it. And that is our subject. So that's not really the best target. We've got military access right now through Hum. They would accept an offer of vassalization. I mean, like, we are just able to go nuts right now with vassalization offers. Like Bosnia, negative 35 reasons. But Hum is like, dude, let me be your guy. But we're capped on relationships, like alliances. That's the problem. No, but the thing is, though, that if I turn a nation from an alliance into a subject, does that free up the alliance? I would suppose that it should. It's like Gorizia. Would you accept vassalization? Not at all. I don't really know why we're allied to you. Friuli. So none of my current guys would actually do it. The people that we just have these random royal marriages with, Poland, Bosnia. I did Bosnia because of a mission, but Bosnia... Let's check this one. BV... dynastic actions? No. Influence actions. Offer vassalization. Ragusa's at negative 14 reasons. So, like, we should try. I think we should try it. You know, like, cycle the ally, take the ally, turn him into a subject. Seems like yeah, I agree. Diplomatic vassalization seems very straightforward if you're strong enough to get them to do it. So, this guy. So we're improving relations with him. Mission to improve prestige, hopefully? No. Our prestige is too high for it now. We're actually apparently going up in prestige? I don't know. So we have some land that's the wrong religion. 2 provinces over here. Negative 4.5% missionary strength. Part of a state. Helps us. City is bad. Local autonomy is bad. Non-accepted culture is bad. The unrest is bad. Apparently we are a cruel leader. Your war exhaustion is high. I'm aware. Okay, so... You, sir. We have the relationship slots, so we're just going to improve relations with these 2 guys. Maybe we even look to, like, Epirus. He would almost accept. 30 reasons. Distance between borders is the only real reason against it. France is the papal controller. Okay, Greater Nobles. And there we go. Regiments in reserve. A 10 stack that we could pull from the Greater Nobles now. That's a lot better. The Lesser Nobles, on the other hand, have 2 stack. It's decent. We have no burgers. That's interesting to me. How are we doing on the other stuff? So we are currently at level 1, primitive development level. Construction cost is reduced, but like we have horrible penalties to everything else. And development level in this context is basically how much money have we put into building up our country. So we should probably, hopefully, be able to actually like build some stuff. Mine complexes we can build in provinces that create, what do we have here? What? I can build a mine complex in a province that has livestock. Okay. A rank 1 mine complex has a relative extraction rate of 2, which affects how much mineral value is generated, but also how quickly the discovered mineral deposits deplete. So why am I able to build it in provinces that make livestock? It's probably like this urban trade good thing. Or not, I don't know. Salt. Okay, so there's actual mines. There's a salt mine, a copper mine, a gold mine. Alright, I get it. I think I get it. Unfortunately, this thing doesn't show up in this drop-down list at all. Wait, that's weird. Oh, okay, right, because they're blue. We already have them. Gotcha. Seriously? 0 plus 0 sailors? That's what we're gonna get? We're gonna get more sailors? Who's having a go there? That sounds like someone's having some fun. 0 plus 0 sailors. Yuck. They seem to all be tied to sailors. Which makes it difficult to decide, like, which one would make sense. Alright, I've got to reassess, like, what did these things actually do? Urban gravity, local unrest, local supply, garrison growth. Okay, these seem fine. Fishing port. Urban gravity, rural and urban wealth growth, local trade power, local sailors. Yay. Requires a town hall building. Well, build one of these things so that I can at least get a university up and running. A bank. I want to build a bank. I want to build a stock exchange. Not possible. It's already built in all possible provinces. Foreign trading post. Not a thing we can do. Foreign trading company. Not a thing we can do. A warehouse. Okay. More sailors. Great. What am I supposed to do with this information? It's more sailors. Come on. Urban production power of 1 seems good. The first 4 urban pops in this province will produce urban production stuff. Sure, build that one. What are the requirements to build this thing? My guess is that we can't build it because there's no urban population. Have urban population, can build a building. Don't have urban population, can't build a building. Seems to me like a fairly reasonable assumption. So to get the urban population, it looks like we probably need to start off by not doing the workshop, but instead doing the warehouse. Right? The warehouse would give us a base little tiny bit of urban gravity. And maybe that gets us the ability to do it. I watched most of the stuff. I watched some of them. It was a while ago. All the ones that Demian did. I remember the concept of, like, having urban gravity and how it, like, you know, you have food and the farmers raise the food and they feed themselves, and as you raise your farming efficiency, they support a larger urban population. Like, I remember all that stuff. Sure. That time Aragon did a white peace. Okay, so this guy's ready to accept an alliance. I think that we're gonna ditch the alliance with Gorizia. Gorizia or Padua? Like, I don't see Padua ever becoming our subject because he is a member of the Empire. So let's just dissolve the alliance here. That gives us, hopefully, one more relationship slot for actual alliances. Except that Hun has now reached his alliance limit. Cool. What? How can they have reached their alliance limit? They have no alliances. He has none. They have reached their alliance limit with 0. That's embarrassing. For them. Outcome of the Treaty of Trnava. Okay, just out of nowhere, you want me to break my alliance with Austria? And if I do this, you will cede land to me? The province of Belun. You're gonna give me this province in here that makes lumber. Why would I want it? It's not gonna be something I can core. This one, okay, so what it's saying, if you read the top part, it's saying, like, take the land and then give it to one of our Italian allies. Or we could lose prestige and we could take it for ourselves. But I don't see how that makes sense, because I can't core this land anyway, can I? Like, it's not adjacent to my... Hold on. Okay, I already own it, evidently. I don't know. I guess we got a core for free or something. Whatever, I'm gonna keep it. It's mine. Can't have it. I don't care if we lose those allies. They're derpy little dummies. But this whole, like, I don't have any relationships at all, and I'm not allowed to have any allies at all? Like, how does this happen? They have reached their alliance limit. Ragusa would accept an alliance now. There are -1 reasons for accepting an alliance. We have a lot of reasons to, like, improve, like a lot of different things I still need to do to make them like me. Should probably wait until that's done. Land grab, yeah. I mean, it's a free core. How does coring costs even get calculated, I wonder? Like, if I wanted to core this... Base cost per population is 5 admin. Okay, so... Normally it's 10 per development. Now it's less. Alliance offer from Poland. Well, yeah, maybe. The problem is that if I do that, I can't ally... you, but I could just dump the ally with some other little one province minor or something. Wait a minute, am I actually losing money? I'm paying my vassal. Really? So I have negative vassal income due to elective monarchy, -12.5, and legitimacy is at 9. And so the net result is that I lose my money. I lose money, and the tooltip also says we have no vassals. What? We have no vassals. Oh, who's taking the money then? Oh. I mean, I don't even blame the M&T guys. This is just straight up Paradox math right here. This is Paradox Interactive. They probably never intended that you could ever have negative vassal income modifiers, and yet they never thought maybe they should code a min-max floor type function or whatever, you know? It'd be very easy. You just say max, the percent modifier times the income, comma, space, 0. Whichever of those two is larger, that's the one you do. The fact that I'm able to lose money to my non-vassal vassals is just sort of silly. Oh. Is it full of forts or just local defenses? We have a few actual forts. We've got 3. We've got a fort in Pest, Banat, and Behor. So one in our capital. Over here and over here, we can actually see the zones of control. I'm pretty sure these little blue ones are the local defenses have been built. Local fortifications. I'm still not exactly sure how those are created. But from what I have heard, the estates build them, but I don't know how to tell if they're actively building any, if they're actually working on it, or if they're just sort of thinking about it. Yeah, it would be nice. I do like that there's like fort level without actual forts. So you have like this pseudo going back to the old version of the game thing where like every province needs to be sieged, but they're not always projecting zone of control and being annoying. It's cool. I like it. Alright, how are we doing? Like, at one point we had some unrest in a province. And we definitely do not now. "95% discipline." That sounds so good in theory. So if you take a province with defenses in it from an estate, you cannot take land from estates. If you try to do that, if you try to go into the province interface, for example, and like say, hey, I want to revoke this from the greater nobles, you can't. It says, cannot be revoked until 10 of May, 2358. So in 1,000 years. Basically, you cannot revoke estates, ever. It's not a thing that you can do. Can I do that again? Okay, so basically I just spent a little bit of each type of monarch point to try to speed up the assimilation of Croatia. Okay, seems good. You can influence what estate is in a province, but I don't think you can straight out control it. I can't say, like, this province is now the burghers. It's not like that. Like, I could encourage urban development to make it so that they will become the dominant estate in that location. The greater nobles demand privileges. They are demanding... generate a few new high courtier titles. Numerous new high courtier titles. Or we can lose 5 loyalty, lose 10 legitimacy, 50% chance we lose 1 stab, 50% chance we lose another stab, and they gain autonomy in all their land. I think our best course of action here is to just accept and then try to peacefully revoke it later. Like, I don't know, the way I see these estates, I see them kind of like in Stellaris you had sector governors. It's like there's subjects within your own lands, basically. Like you need to use them, balance their opinion of you, and then like they'll manage your land for you, build buildings and provide you with troops and stuff. And I don't know, it just seems the right way to do it for me. We can gain a claim on our neighbor, or just lose legitimacy. Well, we still have no heir. I think I'll just take the legitimacy hit. I don't want to mess up with Poland. He has no heir either. Come on, Poland. You know you want to. Gain 0.01 mercantilism. That's not very much. Now, when it says 0.01, are we talking about 0.01, or are we talking about 1? I guess we find out. Yep, that was 0.01. That was really bad. Yeah, I mean, we could spend our papal influence to get a little click there. Yeah, that was a really nasty modifier. Improve our prestige. There we go. Have a prestige of at least 50. Let's do that. Mission. I'm gonna stop rooting out corruption, because coincidentally, or interestingly, rooting out corruption actually increases your rate of prestige decay. Like, the more you try to root out your corruption, you get a prestige penalty. So it's like, I don't know, you'd kind of like to keep your corruption from growing too much, but it also directly affects your prestige. Just kind of interesting. Alright, Ragusa. You're going to become my subject now. We need another 12, and then a cent gift, assuming that still applies. 25 opinion. We could probably get a transfer trade power deal. Let's do a little bit of improving relations with people and stuff. Let's talk to you. We will send you a gift first. Actually, let's proclaim a guarantee first. You cannot guarantee someone you have a truce with. Oh, alright, fine. I wonder, do great powers still have the same interactions as they do in... Are great powers just like not a thing in this mod? Because I'm not seeing anything about the great powers interface. Ah, it's over here, okay. Okay, it looks like great powers are still a thing. Good. Okay, that's good to know. Ken. I would humbly submit that this tooltip should be updated then. Ken just told me in Twitch chat that if you don't need an alliance for diplo-vassalizing anymore, you can get the relations high enough you can do it without it. Well, then the tooltip should probably not say to offer vassalization you must have a military alliance and a relationship of at least 190. Because now I'm calling into question all of these modifiers. Do they need to be at peace? Do I have to have a military alliance? Do I have to have the relations at 190? They just have to say yes. I mean, I don't know. What are the restrictions? I don't know. How many of the tooltips can be trusted? Any? See, like, I can't send it now, so I'm assuming that the 190 thing is still true. Alright, Mr. Ragusa, I need you to now transfer trade power to me. And next month, you will become our vassal. Despite the fact that we just, you know, murdered your country. And you only have 30,000 people living here. How on earth would you get a nation to 190 if you couldn't get an alliance? Like, I wasn't able to get a royal marriage with this country because of their government type, so without the government, like the royal marriage or the alliance, how would you get those extra 75 opinion? That'd be a lot. Alright, so like this guy, in theory, if I can't get the alliance, I should still, in theory, be able to offer vassalization without the alliance. So I guess we'll try that. Let's go for the royal marriage. Then we'll send him a gift, and we'll do all the other stuff. We'll just do everything but the alliance, I suppose. Hey, plentiful manpower again, sweet. Okay, you don't want military access because we're not allies, so somehow that means that you don't care. I could go back up to 175. If I ask him for trade power, that's probably going to give me another 10. Do I still have the transfer trade power agreement with you? I remember in 1.20.1, which is the version I'm on, divert trade was bugged, if I remember. Let's try it. The subject would just immediately cancel the transfer trade power. Yeah, no, I'm not getting Croatia's trade power in this node. He definitely has 2 provinces that are in this node. He definitely has some trade power. It shows that I'm getting transferred trade power, but he's not doing it. That's probably just due to the version that we're on. Yeah, I'm like 6 opinions shy. So what else can I even do? I'm not a great power, so I can't... Alright, okay. We never were at war with this guy, we can guarantee him. Aemon fires. Shen excite, Arumba excite. Smooth-faced Arumba. Yes. I do shave sometimes, on occasion. Alright, let's see if this is working as intended then. Yeah, it's not showing the thing. So we got him above 190. We have no alliance, and apparently we can suggest that they become our vassal. Cool. Well, that worked. Nice. Bosnia. Negative 37 reasons. We have a royal marriage, friendly, base tax, military power. We picked up multiple subjects now, so we should have more force limit from subjects. We could train one more troop. Let's get one more cavalry. Gosh, we have so much manpower and, like, no money. Out of curiosity, how's the court doing? It's respectable. It's growing with a current level of funding. Nice. And our education is really, really bad, and it's not really going up. So we need to increase funding to education. There goes another ducat and a half a month. Thought we had all this money, turns out not really. You can use manpower to build roads? Yes, you can. But that also costs monarch points. So like we could look at it. Let's try this. I remember seeing Demi and Sky do this. We could do like the special map mode. We want to see like communication information. I want to see like where's communication speed. So, superb communication. Yeah, I know, I just wanted a map mode for it. That costs, wow, 24,000 manpower to help build a road. Yeah, we've reconsidered for the moment. Other utility decisions make it visible on the trade map. Okay. Other utility decisions. Show CE modifiers. Communication efficiency modifiers. Okay. I get it. I mean, that's good. Thanks. I don't really understand why it's a decision here instead of being the map mode here, because this list can be expanded as far as you want. So why not bury them all in here instead? I just don't get it. Does not make sense to me. Creating multiple ways to access the same type of system just seems like a way to generate excess confusion. So, we need to make people smarter. We need education, we need development, we need to embrace banking and meritocracy. We need... take admin tech. It doesn't actually give us anything. Serfdom doesn't do anything, evidently. CE is the one holdover from the current version? Could be, I don't know. I honestly, I didn't play M&T much in the last year or two since it first came out. I don't know what the current state of the mod was. And it also could just be that it was the last thing that they updated before going to 1.21, and then didn't want to release the 1.21 version because they were concerned about bugs and balance and stuff. I know that they have a working 1.21 version, it's just kind of messed up a lot. Ooh, I love that idea. That looks like a lot of good stuff. Of course, you gotta be in a bad position to use it, but still. Liberum veto. Gain lots of dudes. 30 army tradition, lose 10 war exhaustion, gain military power. Just like, take it to the next level, basically. One thing I did do between the last stream and this one is I went through the files and turned off the provincial trade modifier thing dropping off, and that's certainly made things a little bit simpler. So Serbia would accept an alliance, as would Bulgaria. All these little guys have these subjects. Maybe fabricate a claim on this guy. I want to attack somebody. We have too many relationship slots open. We need to vassalize people. Might as well rival Naples. I don't know why we would, but sure. He rivaled us, so let's just be mad at each other. Poland still has no heir. Alright, we have an heir, Andras. We're safe from Poland. So I don't see us taking tech anytime soon. I also don't really see education level going up by much, even if we're spending money. I think we'll just lose a little bit of money for a little while. Oh, cool. I'm losing even more money now. Because I'm losing money to all 3 subjects. So, does that mean, are they actually getting profit from this? Yeah, they are. Last month's result was the following. Plus 0.19, plus 0.10, plus 0.59, minus 0.01. Look very, very closely. You can see it's negative 0.01. They're making a profit from being my subject. I am paying them. It's crazy. Alright, so we have a subject who has core on all of Bosnia. Bosnia is currently royally married to us, which is kind of silly. We took the royal marriage because of the mission, which was a good mission, but that's kind of silly. This guy became our subject. Get a claim on our other subject of Ragusa. Ragusa has no claims on anything. Now, Serbia. There's a guy I would love to vassalize. Look at him, he's got claims on everything. Save the Serbian people of Usora. Are there any Jewish European provinces? Like a full-blown province that's Jewish? I don't think so. We got Ramova. Most of the lands are Catholic. I think that the most that I saw was like some, yeah, right here, oppressed Jewish presence. This province has a community of Jews living here. They make up around 10% of the population. But as far as like full-blown Judaism in a province, no. I don't think so. There's our truce with the Naxos and Venice already. I haven't really done much since the initial war, but there's not much to really do at the moment. Like, we could look at numbers. Basically, we just need to balance and fine-tune the education. Probably do need to spend a lot of manpower on some of the initial buildings. Oh, cool. The advance of the Turks. Our recent defeat against the Turks. What? What recent defeat? This happened before the campaign started, I assume? Okay. Abel's just became the courier controller. We've lost the effects of plentiful manpower. I don't know why it's coming and going. $12 dip and 30 prestige. Or a magnificent gift. Spend some money, gain loyalty, gain stab. They get the money, so they just spend the money hopefully on buildings, fort level, some sort of regiment, you know? Like, I see this as like, basically gift the money to my sector governor in Stellaris, you know? I'm just spending 25 Diplo points to manage my nation. Seems like a good thing to do. So we'll do it. Could keep on trying to power through quality ideas, but the finishers don't really appeal to me much. They seem really weak right now. The military drill seemed like a pretty obvious choice. This one seems pretty weak as far as the finisher for that. So looking at it, I'm just seeing this land morale and better unit types. I'm just thinking that it's probably more appropriate to go that way right now. Even though we're at peace and there's not really much that we can do. Oh, hey, cool, we're over the force limit again. What is going on with my force limit just changing left and right, huh? I think it's all these autonomy autonomy just swinging left and right. Schism is fired. I'm probably like right on the edge. Schism. Okay, so 2 plus 8.51 plus 10. Right, 2 plus 8.51. We're at 10.51 times 0.95, which gives us 9.9845. I'm 0.15. 0.015. Like 2% of a force limit shy from having the right amount. And so I lose a 0.73 ducats a month. 100 sailors, it's the default maximum. It's just the base max, even though we have none. I don't know where they came from. These men, they say, we sail boats. To which we say, what's a boat? I have no idea what you're talking about, sir. You make little sense. I wonder, do we still suffer a stab hit? Yes, we do. Amazingly, Poland still has no air. No, when we reloaded Provence earlier, people wanted to try restarting without having very hard difficulty on, to see how the game was kind of balanced. I still feel like that Provence campaign can be salvaged, even on the higher difficulty setting. There's a route to success there, I think. But Denmark has a union over Sweden. So we're currently funding the state. Sorry, the education with 40 ducats a year. And the change last year was still negative. Current education levels will decay at a rate of 5%. We spend resources to generate growth. So the total endowment is at 174 ducats. Let's make a one-time endowment. I want to get this thing up. See if we can get some of these modifiers to improve. Now that we have the respectable court, it's actually getting close to being a decent-sized court. I'm gonna decrease funding here by a little bit. Truce with Austria is up. So we lost our alliance with Austria. They have reached their alliance limit now. Council of Zieghan begins. Now, I didn't really spend a lot of time looking at this, but examine sources of corruption. There are a multitude of ways in which our state can become corrupted. Alright, so we don't actually have any. The event the event Bunny Ears happens. I want to fight corruption. This decision appears to do nothing. Cool. Alright, education's on the rise. And we're back to plentiful manpower. We get more production efficiency, which is nice. Morale of armies is fine. Actually slows down our recovery rate by a fair bit. Oh, we have a loan. That's not good. That's not good at all. A loan with 10% interest rate? Yuck. Shouldn't have allowed that to happen. Should not have allowed that to happen. Certainly don't think we need full maintenance. I've just been unsure of like what I'm gonna do, you know? And of course we're still sitting at this ridiculous force limit number right now. 10.47 times 0.95. Where it's decreasing, it's getting worse. We're at like point something away. So we don't have any money to build buildings. We probably should just get rid of one of the dudes, which sucks because I just trained one of the dudes. When we started this campaign, we had like 9 ducats a month in income, and now it's all gone. It's missing. Corvée labor. So for 4 years, why 4? Why 4 years? State maintenance goes down by 50%. So you're saying that'd make me about a ducat and a half a month? Ducat 0.2. 1.2 ducats a month. That's pretty sizable. It is. Biggest expense is running the 3 advisors, which we probably don't need to do. What about the lesser nobles? Can they do anything? Political support. Wow. That's pretty good. You only need 9 troops to max out combat width. That's true, but we also need to be able to maintain multiple sieges at once. So Bosnia wants an official alliance, huh? The problem is I don't see Bosnia ever really wanting to become a subject. Unless we become a great power, we can, like, continually boost trust. Or I guess we could use time to just build up favors and then earn trust that way. Trust does impact their willingness to do stuff. Economic base. So normally economic base would be referring to development, but there is no development in the game. So I guess it's actually referring to, like, we just have more people than you do. We have more bodies in our land. Church influence plus 8.2%. Where can I see the actual number? A nation's church influence is set in the background. I can see the effects of it, but I can't see the actual number. So basically, what you're saying is that my administrative tech is going to cost a lot. Okay. I feel a lot less in control, which is kind of a relief, because it's like you just don't have to worry about stuff as much. Like, you can just, whatever, you just click the button when you want to click the button. Because it's not like in vanilla where, you know, you don't want to click the button until you get your corruption gone. Because you can't do that. Corruption will always be there. You don't want to click the button until you get your primitive development level up. Yeah, but that takes forever. Like, there is no, like, quick button click. You can just click right away and make it happen. So we just don't worry about it. You can revoke land from the clergy if you get a church scandal or you are at war with heathens. Ooh, Hungarian Hussars. They're blue. Alright, and let's upgrade these guys into that. And then, do we want to claim on Moldavia? Yes. I mean, that's a lot of improved relations with people, but nah. I'm ready for some war. I don't know about you, but I'm ready for some war. Full annexation and conquest of provinces is not allowed. It's fine. It's good. It's fine. We're gonna go show them some superiority. It's because what we're gonna do. Yep. They are a Orthodox nation, which makes them heretics to our state religion, which is Catholic. They're not heathens, but we're gonna go beat them up. War, it's about damn time. I agree. So, Wallachia is going to join. This is where I want to like take a moment to just check and see if the AI is stupid enough to mothball forts and things. So we're looking for forts that have like a fort level of... Yes, the AI is stupid enough to mothball forts. So, here's where we test the theory that mothballed forts with no garrison still get sieged in 1 month. Because AI gonna AI, right? So, he's gonna call in this ally. We've got no mothballed forts there. I found a singular mothballed fort in Bacau. An entirely new tech system without requiring monarch points. So you're trying to remove monarch points from the game? That sounds awesome. I'm for it. Let's remove monarch points, yes. Monarch points are dumb. Nobody likes monarch points, right? Their forts is behind a wasteland mountain. Oh crap, attrition. Yeah, I can see there is a gap right here. 1, 2 though. I can get there if I go from here to here. Unless the zone of control from... Okay, he'll turn his fort on within the first day of the war. And then he will... die. Because then once the zone of control is turned on, I'll be able to march from here to here to here. And there will be no garrison, and I'm still going to snipe it. Because we can. Tech 6 to our Tech 6. Tech 5. We've got subjects over here. And just for fun, not because I think we need it, let's go consider talking to these guys about offensive war support. Free picks. You've come to the greater nobles for support in your war. If you are fighting a defensive war, they will be more enthusiastic about aiding you in the effort. Offensive wars will require calling in favors or arm twisting. So basically 5 loyalty to get some of their troops. And if we wanted to do something with these guys... Yeah, okay. Well, it's something to consider. I don't think we need it, though. Of course, we're going to strongly encourage looting, because I don't think discipline is really that important, comparatively speaking. When I look at the numbers, it just seems ridiculously in favor of looting. Considering how much emphasis is placed in this campaign on money. And the incredible cost associated with building anything, anywhere. So just like in vanilla, it's showing like we have this -% chance, but because there's no garrison, unless they've somehow managed to hotwire vanilla mechanics, this fort should still fall within the first tick. Because AI gonna AI, and they can't remember to turn their forts on. Yep. GG! Alright, so level 2 fort will require 4 troops. This is a level 1 fort, should only require 2 troops. And we don't really have any zone of control here, because this isn't... Well, that is a real fort. My subject is not sure what to do with himself. Relative strength of the alliance, ongoing battles. Come on, my minions, work together. Teamwork. You guys do that while I just go down here. Wow, the population is so small. 20,000 people live here, that's it. Just 10,000 farmers live here in Città Alba. Let's check the loot thing, though. Not bad, 145 ducats, cool. There's still plenty of provinces to be sieged. I like that you don't have to worry about, like, moving the army around with the loot map mode on or something. Although it kind of makes the loot map mode Could you guys use the loot map mode? Why? I mean, there's no loot. You've disabled the loot bar. I still have the loot map mode bound because I used it all the time. Why not use the loot map mode to display the wealth of a province? This local wealth. Why doesn't it just show that? Then you could not have the local wealth as a province modifier, just have it as the loot map mode. This is literally what it is, isn't it? Loot. Good job, my minions. My minions won't provide me with any of the money that they loot, though. I'm just gonna cry. It's gonna make me sad. We get there one day before that poor man comes out. Just doesn't get to participate. Religious turmoil. Reports indicate that some religious ministers have been preaching the death of the followers of other religions. The blazes with them. Alright. Doesn't seem very appropriate to me. Anyway, what do we want to do in this war? We can't really do anything except for just get loot, so might as well get the loot, at the very least. That stability of Hungary improves. Why does it say it that way? Like, why is it that stability improves? That's rude. They actually took down my fort. $220. It's not bad. Alright, I think it's time to peace out. So, we're just doing the War of Honor, where we will get 20 prestige, and that's about it, really. Plus another 10 because reasons. You got a guy here who's guaranteed by Venice. He's inside the Empire. I don't know that we want to fight Bohemia. Certainly does not seem very appealing to me. Stefan WB! Can't wait for your first campaign in this. I think I'm gonna like it too. It's just going to take some time for the actual patch, I think, to be well balanced. So one thing I'm noticing is that even though I'm on 1.20.1, there's no button up here for like Age of Discovery. I can't tell if it's just been moved or is it removed. Is there no age mechanics in M&T? It's time to march. Encourage the loot. Never did pay back that loan, though. So that loan, just out of curiosity. 99 ducats with an interest rate of 10%. My god. I mean, I'm not incorrect, right? If you took out a 101 ducat loan with an interest per annum of 10%, then you're going to end up paying back 151, aren't you? Altogether? Like, it's ridiculous. It's so much. Not like ridiculous like, hey, they need to fix that or change that. Just like, ouch, that's painful, is more my meaning. Check triggered modifiers. No. That's where loot slowdown trig mod is. When they get heavily loaded up with money. They can't march anymore. So tell me if I just get a royal marriage with Austria that I can get stab? Sounds good. That and some improved relations, evidently. Okay, so we have 55.8 stability points. How hard would it be to just put that in this tooltip somehow? Like, that's one of those ones that's like, I understand why it's in there for the more information screen, but like it's buried so deep. Why is it so deeply buried? That's gonna take a lot of men. 8 troops to siege this thing down. They got some wealth. We have plenty of relationship slots. I could just ask for military access and come down around elsewhere. I mean, they only have 3 troops, so... This guy, despite the fact that he's really upset with me, will totally give me military access if I ask for it. Be supportive, get your butts over here. Come on. We got work to do. Alright, so the gray forts are real forts. The level 2s... This is showing as red. But... It's just local fortifications, though. There is no fort down here, so we can actually freely march in this whole area down here. All 4 of these are exposed with just 1 troop protecting them. Oh, he's got a 5.52 leader. Congrats, dude. That's pretty impressive. I, on the other hand, have no leader. We're defending in the forest, though. We've got allies who are coming. Maybe. Nope, they're just gonna hang out over there. I've told them to be supportive. I've told them I want you to attach to me. I've told you that you are only allowed to attach to this army, and yet they're just hanging out over here. Sweet. They're all loyal. Not a one of them is gonna send their army over here to attach to my army. That's a vanilla problem, though. Like, I don't blame the M&T team for that, but that's just stupid. How many 9s is he gonna roll? The damn shock phase. I think what we do here is just occupy and besiege the capital. Like, put a troop there to apply some pressure, but not actually worry about doing the siege. Put 2 troops. We'll back off. If we can get military access through here, then we can access these other 3 provinces. Right now, the zone of control from this fort is restricting my motion here. I need access to Verona, which we can have soon-ish. Without that access, then we could get down to Melnik if we get access through... Let's see, I got access through Wallachia. We get access through this fella. 27. That makes no difference. It's really the only option is Doug or whatever it's called. But we might not need it. I mean, he would accept transfer this. It's such a weak province. If you're gonna declare war like this, you might as well take more land, right? So, Baden costs 21 base plus corruption. So where does 21 come from? 21 base becomes 22. It's just 3 times total population, so same as normal vanilla. Base development times 3 dip. We have no government type that reduces it. We don't have like full influence or anything. Interesting. It's weak because you... Yeah, it's weak partially because you looted it. Well, what do I have to do though? Do I have to like write it down to know like what the actual population was before I murdered all the people? Like, I don't know. I have no way of knowing either. Like the devastation mechanic, province trauma, it doesn't tell you like what the population used to be. I can't interact with province to see like a history, what it was a year ago. I can't use the history tab to see. Like this history tab looks horrible, by the way. Can barely read it because there's just can't see. But yeah, I don't know. I have no idea how many I killed. Okay. Well, yeah, I did loot it with the max loot option, and I murdered almost all the people, sure. Yeah. It's normal. Like, here, let's try one thing. I gotta wrap up the stream here in a minute, but let's just try one thing. We'll go to the special map mode, we're gonna go to, like, farming-related data, and we want to look at... No, not farming-related. We want... rural population data, rural density, I think, or innate fertility. So there's the province we just looted. 90% rural density. So I think that means we didn't really kill them much. Right? Because like all of our land is at just 100%. They're at 90%. Like we've barely affected the density of the rural population. That's true. You're right. If I burnt down the infrastructure. Well, I guess I would have to take a look and see what the infrastructure was before and after and actually see the effects. I have a feeling that this guy doesn't have very much money in most of the lands. Well, let's test it real quick. What's one more province we can get our reach on? It won't take forever and a day to siege. I think we just do something like this. We're gonna go over here. We're gonna send this guy a gift or some nonsense. I think there's 6 reasons for him to give us access. Here, I'll just freaking guarantee him. Now he'll give me access. We'll play another month. Want a piece of this? Augustin will fight you. You foolish man. What? Why? You need 30 relations to ask for military access unless your army is at least twice as powerful as theirs? Why? Why is there this random restriction? Okay, I guess I'll continue to improve relations with this guy. For reasons. This seems really stupid to me. Loot scare. Oh, cool. I have this unlocalized modifier called loot scare. Apparently I'm terrifying my neighbors by looting all this stuff. Is it affecting everyone, like aggressive expansion style? Yeah. Austria? Hell, even Bohemia? No. Okay. Most nations nearby, though, loot scare. They're really not happy about me. Give me access, you little shit. So the powerful magnates within your nation and this nation do not want themselves involved in unnecessary foreign wars. What the hell does that mean? Yeah, the mission with Austria is going automatically. I just need to improve with them over time. The loot scare is probably slowing down his interest in being friends. Looks like loot scare actually maybe already dropped off. So I wanted to look at the overall buildings and like urban infrastructure to see how much damage we actually do with this full loot policy on, but I can't do it because for some inexplicable reason, unless my army is at least twice as powerful as theirs, I have to have 30 relations. Now, here's the thing. I'm looking at this guy, right? And I'm thinking, where is his army? I don't see it. Dogobra. He's got 3 troops. 3. Dogrogia. 3 troops. Now, I'm no expert, but I'm pretty sure 3 times 2 is 6. And I have 8. I'm just saying, 8 is more than 2 times 3. So, what exactly is this at least 2 times as powerful as theirs? Is this like a measure of, like, our manpower pools? Because I'm pretty sure I got him beat there, too. He's got 7,000. I got 45,000. Yeah, okay, yeah, it checks out. I'm pretty sure 45,000 is more than 2 times 7. I'm gonna try to play on speed like 5. I don't know if this mod can handle that, but I just want to see what happens when I loot the province. All I want to do. We'll have a sample size of 3. In theory. Apparently the schism is done. Okay, can I please have access now? Thanks. Alright, so we got 3 provinces down here that are level 0. Well, they're level 2 forts. But they are accessible. We will spread out on these 3. The level 1, the level 1, and the level 0. So we'll go like 2 over to here with the 2 siege pip guy. We'll take 2 to here, and the other 3 down to there. These guys can just stand here to look pretty. So the thing I want to measure right now is less than 300 ducats of urban infrastructure. They've got a road network and a farm estate. This province has a lot of stuff. Burgers built building. They have very little local wealth, but they've got 450 ducats in urban infrastructure. A workshop, local fortifications, commune hall, mine complex, farm estate. All kinds of stuff. This province has 3 buildings. So let's just do number of buildings. 2, 3, 6. 2, 3, 6. Okay? Still 2. Didn't change. Urban infrastructure didn't go down. Granted, that's 1 data point, so... Meanwhile, they are currently trying to siege something down themselves. Oh, it looks like one of my allies is actually going to come over here now. A couple of them, in fact. Nice of him. You killed 1/3 of the pop? So I was under the impression that when you loot, you take from the wealth pool, but that you can also damage the urban infrastructure. And I understand that you do kill population. That is another good measure we should check. We've got 3 total population, 5 total population. Has that already gone down since we first got here? Three becomes... Still 3? Becomes 1. So we did. We murdered 2/3 of the population. And we did destroy 1 building in this province. So 2/3. We're getting rid of 2/3 of the population. That's pretty damn sizable. Let's try something now as well. I want to try piling on like a stupid number of troops to see how big the overrun thing can be. Or what do we need to actually trigger these multipliers? Garrison outnumbered. Now we have -20. Loot slowdown triggered mod. Alright, the final siege down here is complete. It was 236, so we didn't kill any buildings here. Population didn't go down either. Population was 5 here. Either the population went down earlier before I looked at it, or for whatever reason it didn't actually go down now. Interesting. Yeah, cool. I don't know. I think it warrants more testing. Yeah. The Lejv. 27 months. Resub. Yeah, you get a crown. You're fancy. 2-year resub. You get cool stuff. Thank you, man. Yo, siege the capital. It is big. Kill people. 13 population here. What does the development map mode even exist? How did you remove that? Oh, you renamed it probably to province trauma. No, that was devastation. I remember that icon. But there should be one in here that was you've renamed it population, that's why. Gotcha. You need to localize this part. Population 13, base tax 9, production 3, manpower 1. It's still showing it as if it were development instead of using the localized rural, urban, and upper class. So this province has 24 dudes and a level 1 fort. How quickly can we burn that thing down, do you think? Let's go do that. Both of these, in fact, are very low. Alright. 24 dudes and 5 buildings. Urban wealth of how much? 650 urban infrastructure. That'll be fun to burn down. Pillage the mod. Game seems to be having some issues. This is speed 4. It's chunking like, okay, now we're back up to a decent little bit, but it was really having a hard time for a moment. Still 24 people here. So the ongoing siege doesn't really like kill them or make them migrate or leave or anything. It appears to just be a trigger when the siege completes. Probably my guess would be on the exact same trigger that does the loot transaction. What's the goal of this war again? I wanted to take this province from him. That's all. I just wanted to go to war and see how devastation and stuff works. Lost the siege of Behor. How many of my people have you just murdered? See, like, we still have high rural density in these provinces. I don't understand what rural density means. I initially interpreted that to mean, like, the population relative to what it should be, but it doesn't seem to be what it is. 5 buildings, 24 pops, 650 ducats in urban infrastructure. That's what we're testing right now. Okay, we've won it. So we killed 30,000 people. Which seems like nothing compared to what we did to this poor province. The urban infrastructure went down to still 650. I don't know that this is updated. I think this probably is a monthly update, because they definitely lost a building. I think this will update next month. No, still saying 650. Okay. All right. Well, I have to wrap it up here. I've streamed longer than I intended, and it's not even a stream night, so I'll be back though tomorrow. Again. I don't know if we'll be playing this game specifically, but we'll be back streaming again soon. As always, thank you for watching. Hope you guys are enjoying it. And again, thanks to the M&T team for giving me access. I really do appreciate it. I know the longer I play and like the later it gets and the more tired I get, the more cranky I get and the more I complain about stuff. But that's just because I'm analyzing the game. You know, I'm trying to figure it out, I'm trying to understand it. And, you know, I only ever spend time on things that I think are well made and interesting. So, you know, hopefully you don't take it as too much of a dig when I point things out that I think don't make sense or something. But all right, cool. I gotta go. Thanks for coming, everyone. I'll see you next time. See you soon.